Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long, but in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I've been doing my makeup for summer. It's very simple. Alright guys, so I just got done washing my face and then now I'm going to moisturize my face using my favorite moisturizer, and this is the Righteous Butter from Soap & Glory. Now I'm going to take my Kopari Lip Glossy Lip Gloss, and I actually stole this from my sister. The reason why is because I saw this on a table and I noticed that it was there for a couple days, so I was assuming that she wasn't using it anymore, so I just decided to take it and now it's mine. I love this gloss because, oh, I'm doing this to prep my lips by the way, because it makes my lips look so plump. You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel like doing every single time I have this lip gloss on. I just feel like going like, show the gloss. Now that I'm all moisturized on my face and also on my lips, I'm gonna head on to, what do I usually do? I'm like kind of everywhere. I start with my eyes first and my brows, or I just start off with my face. But I think I'm gonna start off with my face. These two have been my go-to primers lately. I really like this one because instead of me using my hands, I could just spray it on my face, and it sprays on as it. Wait, what am I saying? Oh girl, you need to know what you're saying. When I spray this, you have to dry it out with your hands and let it set, and then it kind of finishes like mattifying, but it looks so dewy. I think today I'm gonna use this primer. I just stay this far from it because it kind of squirts pretty, it kind of spits at you, you know? Okay. Oh, see? What's up with this spray? And it smells so bomb. And now I'm just gonna dry it out. Oh, and by the way, ooh, this is also a really great, like all over. You see that? You see that? Once the primer has set, I'm now gonna use my foundation. And oh my gosh, you guys are also gonna be like, why are you using that foundation? Like, aren't you oily to combination? But it's so weird because this foundation has to be by far the best foundation that I have ever used in my life. I really loved the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, the mattifying one, because yeah, I am oily and that mattifying foundation did work on me, but then I noticed that that foundation was making me break out on my cheeks a lot. And if you guys can tell, I have not been breaking out, and I feel like I'm hyping this up so much right now, but the foundation that I have been loving these past months is this one right here. This is the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth foundation. I kid you not that at least one person every single time I go out, they ask me what foundation I'm using, and I tell them that I'm using the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth, and all of them are like, Maybelline, like why? They just look so surprised every single time I tell that person who asks that I'm using Maybelline. Whoever complimented would say that my skin looks really healthy, it looks luminous, it looks dewy, and that's exactly what I've been wanting my skin to look like, and thanks to this foundation, it has been looking like that. Say that you are very oily and this foundation runs off throughout the day, probably use a mattifying primer, and hopefully that can stick more than, or throughout the day, rather than using a luminous one. I just open this up, and then now I'm gonna grab this very old Sephora brush. It's supposed to be the concealer brush, but I use it to spread out my foundation. I just apply a very thin layer. Oh, and I'm in the shade Golden Beige, I believe. Yeah, Golden Beige in number 240. Once I applied a very thin layer of this foundation, I'm now going to grab the beauty sponge from Real Techniques and just start blending it out. And I do have scars because of the pimples that I had before, but honestly it's summer and I just want to go for that. I just use this foundation to even out my face to my neck and just blur out all the redness and at least try to cover a majority of the scars that I have. As you guys can see right here, it covered a lot of the scars, and it's only a thin layer, but it's so light. And this color is actually a really good match. It's like a tiny bit, like super tiny bit darker, but once I apply on concealer, it just matches my chest. And I kind of just use the leftover, like whatever is left over on the sponge, and put it on my eyelids. Now I'm going to be taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, my favorite concealer. I've always had this obsession with full coverage heavy concealers. It's so weird. Like my very first concealer that I had was the Makeup Forever full coverage concealer, and I used that for so long. Now I found this one, and this is my baby. This is by far the best concealer that I have been using. So I kind of focus a majority of the product right under my eyes because I have such bad under eye circles, and I apply it onto my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and also my forehead. And then I'm gonna just take off a little bit because I don't need that much concealer, and then I'm just gonna spread this out into a triangular formation. I like to blend out the under eyes last because I watched this video of Nikki Tutorials, and she said that in a way if you leave your concealer on for your under eyes, it's kind of baking. I think that's what she said. She said something similar. So ever since I saw that video, I just tend to blend out my concealer under my eyes last. So I just got done blending out the concealer, and then now I'm going to bake. Of course I have to bake because I have oily skin. I feel like baking is such a big step into my makeup routine because without baking, it's gonna tend to fall throughout the day. So I need to bake. And my favorite setting powder, and a lot of people are so 50-50 with this, but I love it. I really like it, especially now that it's summer. And I feel like the type that I got, because I got the translucent extra coverage setting powder, I feel like this one just works best, especially now that it's summer. I'm gonna grab my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm gonna grab the end. And what I like to do, it's I don't know, it's totally up to you of how you like to bake. You just go bam bam bam, but I like to apply a thin layer first, kind of like setting the concealer right away. Now that there's a thin layer, I'm gonna go on and just go in and bake now. And then I'm gonna dip it into the Airspun one more time and apply it onto my forehead. Just a thin layer, don't really need it to go crazy. And then my cupid's bow and also my chin, just to even out the highlights around my face. Alright, now I'm going to set my face using the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Powder. And I'm going to grab my Morphe G8. And I'm going to press the powder in. I'm not going to go like that because I feel like it'll move my foundation around and create streaks. And I just feel like when you pack it, it sets more and it covers more. While this is baking, I like to start on my brows. And I'm not going to show like how I do my brows because I plan on doing a separate video on how I do my brows because it's really different compared to the past couple eyebrow tutorials that I did in the past. So I'm going to make a separate video on how I do my brows. Alright, so I just got done doing my brows. What do you guys think? Do you guys want a tutorial? So before taking out the baking, I'm just going to grab this Anastasia brow powder, and this is in the shade dark brown, and I'm going to grab this Luxie small angled brush, and I'm going to apply a very thin liner. I like doing this because it just makes my eye look bigger, and it's just going to blend in really nicely with the eyelash glue. And this is totally optional, you guys don't have to do this. And then I'm going to very lightly wing it out to give an illusion that I have a little bit more of an almond shaped eye. So you guys can see, because my eyes are very circular and round. So when I just bring out a little tiny wing, it'll give that illusion that I have like a longer almond shaped eye. And then I'm just going to curl my lashes. Alright guys, my lashes are now curled. I'm now going to apply some eyelashes. And this is the Ardell Double Wispy. Yes, it looks like this. so many people mistaking them for eyelash extensions. They ask me if they're real or not, and I always tell them that they're not. And I actually had a customer who walked in and he was looking at my lashes, and then he was like, your lashes look really good. I know because my wife gets them done. And then his wife was looking at me smiling, and I was just like, oh yeah, because I didn't know how to react, because he said that so confidently that I didn't want to like crush his dream. So I was just like, oh yeah, thank you. But little did he know it was Ardell Double Wispy lashes. Okay, so while the lashes are drying, I'm going to grab my beauty blender or beauty sponge and pat away the bake. And this is just gonna set it even more, and it's also going to leave a very nice finish as well. Then I'm going to grab more of the setting powder, and I'm just gonna blend it in just so that it doesn't look like white, you know? And I'm going to use patting motions. The lashes are pretty much done drying. I'm just gonna apply on my lashes, and I just like to have a mirror face down and start applying it closest to my lashes. Okay, so the eyelashes are on, and this is how it looks like. So now I'm going to bronze my face using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer with this Mimi Me bronzer brush. I like to pat because I feel like since I broke out here the most and I have scars, if I were to brush it, it would just smudge out and show the texture of my face or of the scars. So I like to pat it rather than brushing it. And I don't mind brushing it on my forehead because I don't have any texture going on there. So brushing it on my forehead's fine. It's just my cheeks is what I'm very aware of. Alright guys, now I'm going to contour using this NYX Tan contour powder, and I'm gonna grab this Royal and Lanicle Contour BMD 120. And whenever I like to contour, I like to focus the brush more on the corner and then slowly blend down. Focus right here. And then lightly blend down. Now it's contoured, now my face looks slimmer. Now I'm going to contour my nose just so that I can even out the bronzing going on, because it's like brown and then white, you know what I mean? So, where's it? I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, not the chocolate one, the milk chocolate one. And I'm gonna be using this Royal and Lanicle Triad Concealer Brush. I just feel like since it's like triangular and it has like a good angle, I feel like it just fits perfectly with my nose, or like the bridge of my nose. My nose is contoured, and now my face is like evenly highlighted and bronzed. Now, I know that everyone's so into highlight nowadays, but for me, I just like applying highlight to the point where it just makes my face more glowy than like it blinding people. So the brush that I'm going to be taking is again another Royal and Lanicle brush, and this is the Highlight and Glow brush in BMD 265. I don't know if I even need to say BMD, number 265. And I'm going to use the Dose of Colors Fuego. So I'm going to tap until it just leaves like a healthy glowy look. It's not blinding, it's not crazy, it's just simple. Then I'm going to add a little bit on my forehead. And then on my nose, I kind of go ham on my nose. And then I just like to finish this look off with any type of lip gloss that I'm in the mood for. But my favorite one would have to be this Milani number 29 in Teddy Bear, and thank you Westine for giving this to me. I really love this this lipstick shade. All right, I'm gonna take off this headband. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. This is how I've been doing my makeup for summer. I wish that my camera didn't have this like face softening thing. I don't know how to take it off, but this is how it is. This is the makeup look that I've been doing. Super simple. I love the luminous finish. It's glowy. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!